Lina Iris Viktor's painting Now and Forevermore, Zenju Earthlyn Manuel's Black Angel cards, and Renee Cox's photographs work to interrogate narratives about antiquity, the sacred, and notions of progress, specifically as they pertain to representations of women in Christian hierarchies and traditions. Together, these works construct new representations of Black Madonnas from Christianity in order to represent divine femininity and motherhood for daughters of Africa. Viktor's art dismantles ideas of the fall by depicting a daughter of Africa who raises her apple as a symbol of power and influence, thereby subverting Christian narratives of Eve as submissive and passive. Rather, Viktor's work elevates this maternal figure to a sacred position of power, connecting to the idea in traditions from Burkina Faso that the notion of mother is inseparable from the notion of the sacred, as described in Sabon Fusome's 2014 speech.
The word mother is actually connected to the sacred. It is something that you cannot separate from the sacred.
Viktor's painting centers maternal themes. The figure's hand rests on her lower abdomen, the location of her womb, a symbol of birth and motherhood. The lines forming the background lead the viewer's eyes down to the womb. The flower-like patterns on the figure's dress resemble ovaries, and the inverted triangle pattern between them symbolizes femininity. By centering the physical mothering capability of the figure, Viktor's painting constructs the womb as the source of all life for all time. The darkness of the dress of the figure represents the darkness inside the womb, which works to show that darkness, and also blackness, nurture life. This therefore represents the mothers of the daughters of Africa and their legacy that will continue now and forevermore. Zenju Earthlyn Manuel's Black Angel cards also represent blackness as necessary and life-giving. Manuel's representation of a black angel stands in direct contradiction to hegemonic constructions of Christian angels as symbols of purity and lightness. This works to break down hierarchies established in Christendom, instead offering a tool of agency and healing for all daughters of Africa. Cox's photography also redefines hierarchical relationships in 7 Minutes in Heaven. The photograph challenges the notion that white equates purity in Christian traditions by subverting the hierarchy by depicting a daughter of Africa in the costuming of a Christian role of power, with a naked white woman kneeling in front of her. Cox's photograph, The Yo Mama, works similarly, by showing a muscular nude mother figure, Cox herself, elevated by contemporary-era stilettos. Cox gives another vision of sacred motherhood. The smiling child in her arms shows joy, which subverts Christian narratives that maternal indicates pain or sorrow. Whereas Cox's photographs are black and white, Viktor's also includes the colors gold and red, both associated with ancient Kemet, as described in Louis Buckley's participatory documentary Nubian Spirit. The use of these Kemetian colors is significant because the virgin-born Christ narrative in Christianity is rooted in origin stories from Kemet. Therefore, Viktor's painting argues that Christianity is always already rooted in African traditions.
Now, in the case of Isis or Set, she is the original Virgin Mother.
The color gold in particular is significant, as its shiny nature, as seen in the gold cross the figure wears around her neck, symbolizes the sun and the Kemetian sun god, Ra. The figure in Viktor's painting wears sunglasses, conventionally used to lessen the sun's glare. In this case, they symbolize the presence of the sun god's power. The sunglasses also indicate contemporary fashion. The painting offers a contemporary representation of Christian Black Madonnas of the past, and by having a figure who represents ancient traditions wear the sunglasses, Viktor works to challenge ideas of linear chronologies and therefore notions of progress. Viktor's painting also includes themes of the natural world. The figure's head is adorned with flowers, and the flower-like designs on her abdomen area indicate that the natural world's beauty, rather than a hegemonic Christian god, is the source of all light. This is similar to Tawny Chapman's series Not Buried But Planted, in which Chapman visually represents the roots that link daughters of Africa to their ancestors and their blossoming beauty and joy. Likewise, Alice Walker shares appreciation for Mother Earth, and therefore a decolonization of the spirit, in her 1997 essay, Anything You Love Can Be Saved. She says, "What is happening in the world more and more is that people are attempting to decolonize their spirits. All people deserve to worship a God who also worships them, a God that made them and likes them. That is why nature, Mother Earth, is such a good choice." Celebrating and worshiping nature further deconstructs Christian hierarchies. Walker's essay, along with Viktor and Cox's photographs, give daughters of Africa new representations of now and forevermore, centering a divine feminine who is of a decolonized spirit, who is a new vision for Eve, the mother of all mothers, and who is a new representation of Black Madonnas in the contemporary era. These representations of the divine feminine forward narratives of strength, healing, and love across Africa and the diaspora.